Hey guys, it's James here, and I've got a gameplay for you 100 plus on the map, wherever the fuck this is, with the Titcom laser sight dual mag. I'm pretty sure what it is. But today, it's not about the gameplay, even though this is some fantastic gameplay. I died a little off my nuclear, but I still get the 100 plus with 8 deaths. But basically what I'm talking about today is what's going on with Lance Armstrong. What's going on with Lance Armstrong is he recently, which was yesterday, came out and said on the Oprah Winfrey show that he did in fact use performance-enhancing drugs. And I've heard from a lot of different angles out their opinion, but basically it goes to the fact that it isn't a big deal that he did it to win in cycling, as much as it is that he was a, I don't know the right word, but facilitator to other people. He inspired them, and a lot of people are pissed that he cheated this way. They feel cheated personally. So, what? I don't look at this from a cycling point of view. I don't know anything about cycling. I could not name 2 races other than the Tour de France. But I'm looking at this from a baseball point of view. And there was a thing today that said where he would be if he didn't take performance-enhancing drugs. He would probably be in a cycling shop working, and all he would have claimed to is he got 12th in the Tour de France. What did they think he was going to do if he didn't take performance-enhancing drugs? And he would just be another guy. Because all 12 people ahead of him, or 11 people I guess, would be doping. And, power hungry they would be. And you can go into baseball, and to be in baseball, I mean, we don't know how many people have taken steroids. It is a huge epidemic. And just recently, we're now suffering the huge consequences of this epidemic in baseball. We had a Hall of Fame class where we had no one get in. I mean, that's not too big of a deal. We've had people not get in before, but this was the era of steroids, and not as many people feel cheated. But he's made so much money off of this, and the whole Live Strong brand. And as people are also pissed about that, they feel cheated and they feel upset that he's made so much money off of this. And they don't like. Americans could not give 2 shits about the cycling community. It's not something you go to your local bar and go, dude, you see the cycling, whatever the fuck it's called. But it's hard-hitting because people use that for motivation. And now people don't have that motivation. They just feel cheated. But when you're a person in the minor leagues of baseball, you're not going to be able to get that extra step. And I remember there's this famous quote from, I can't even know the name. I'll try to look it up for you guys, link in the description. But it says, "We did not lose today, we got outdosed today." And there was just a time where people would be popping a ridiculous amount of painkillers and just a ridiculous amount of other drugs to win the game. And we don't think that's fair, but there's something to say about him and the way he presented himself. Because he presented himself as this great guy. And from right now we can see 2 sides of Lance Armstrong. The man who donated a ridiculous amount of money to cancer research, which is a phenomenal thing. It's an absolutely great thing. There's the other Lance Armstrong that when a reporter came out, freelance reporter came out and it started accusing him of doping, he went after him. He made it a personal thing to go after this reporter. And he even went deep enough to know that the reporter's son was in a bicycle accident and had died. And he came out and publicly accused the reporter that the reporter had a vendetta against cycling because it's killed its son. That sounds absolutely ludicrous to me. I don't know why I didn't say that ludicrous back then. I'm not 100% sure. But I don't know if it's a joke to anybody who does cycling, but to have a vendetta against cycling is absolutely ridiculous. But it goes back to the original point of doping and winning. Because these two sides of him were, one wanted to win and one wanted to be this great guy. And it's hard to be both. And he tried to do it, and now he's suffering the consequence. But the thing is, they're saying right now, and when I say they, I mean people who like reporters and stuff, that if he didn't dope, and he was at that, you know, own a bike shop, 200 people following him on Twitter, that he'd be still lower on the totem pole than if he did this thing and doped and still made all this money. Because he's even with this gigantic fall he's going to take, and how people are going to be absolutely despise him, he's still going to come out on top. He's still going to make more money than he would doing this bike, whatever the hell he'd be doing now. Because this has made him a completely millionaire, and he will always be prevalent in our minds. And some people say any publicity is good publicity. This is going to work. I don't think it's going to do very well for the Livestrong organization with a shitty spawn right behind me. But it's going to be something that is going to draw eyes to them, and maybe it might give him some pity, and he apologizes to everyone in the Livestrong creation, and he says he deserves this, but I'm confused on how these lawsuits are going to come out. He has pending lawsuits against multiple people, and so do a lot of baseball players. A lot of baseball players, like, shit, I don't remember his name. He's a pitcher for the Yankees right off the top of my head. They have a lot of pending lawsuits, and I don't know how that's going to work out, because he now says that he is taking performance-enhancing drugs. But that's the end of the game, guys. I got to finish my story some other time. I'll talk to you guys later. It's James.